What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Equalize Espresso, and welcome to a brand new series called Beast Classes. It's going to showcase classes that I think are very good, in my opinion at least. They may not be good to yours, but you can try them out and see what you guys think of them. But today we're going to be talking about the Vector. I built a class around the Vector. It's one that I use since almost the release date. I've tweaked it a little bit here and there, but this is what I use primarily now, and it is one of my favorite classes on the game. If any of you guys remember any of my gameplay from Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 3, I liked going in towards the game more with an SMG type feel where I would be able to rush through the buildings and areas and get kills, but get in and out as quick as possible. So I'd run an SMG, be able to do that quickly and efficiently. So this class is actually probably one of the perfect carryovers from Black Ops 2 in my opinion when I do that. If I remember correctly, this was actually the first gun that I started using in Ghost. This was like literally the first class that I set up, not exactly how it is now, but I started using the Vector, and it was one of the ones that actually like propelled me into like, hey, let's use this some more. I started experimenting around with some other weapons, but the Vector has still primarily been that gun for me. And what you're going to see on screen now is actually the setup itself, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. The class itself, well, it's a Vector obviously, but I equip it with a red dot sight and foregrip. Red dots have always been my type of thing. I really like them because it's just more accurate. You can see exactly where you're aiming. Iron sights haven't really ever done too much for me. There's some guns that I could use it, like the AN-94 in Black Ops 2. I could get used to that. There's some other guns, but other than that, red dot sight has always been one of my main attachments that I use. Foregrip I use just because it can get a little wild if you're playing like say Cranked or something, and the recoil will shoot you all around the place. It'll just give you more steady of aim, and that's something that you're really going to need to do if you want to be in close quarters, but also you can try and take out some enemies long range if you have foregrip. My secondary is just the PDW. I use this simply because I'm not a huge fan of single shot weapons, and even if it's a pistol, it still doesn't do much for me. I know I can get kills off it. Like, I'm not saying like I'm a bad player and I can't get kills, but I just feel more secure with a 3-burst weapon, and the PDW has that nice range of damage as well as versatility. I'm one of those people that do not run a lethal or tactical on some classes, and this happens to be one of them because this one I focus mainly on close quarter situations, all up in your face gunfights, one-on-one, and if that's the case, I'm not going to be able to have time to throw a tactical or lethal. As well, it also gives me more space in my perks to go and use. Now, as for the perks, these are some of my favorites to use, and this is one of my favorite classes because of the setup with the perk system. I have Sleight of Hand, which gives you faster reloading, Dead Silence, which lets you move silently, Scavenger, which lets you resupply ammo, Wiretap, which is one of my favorite perks, to be honest with you. It lets you utilize friendly and enemy SATCOMs. I'm going to do more of an in-depth with that perk as well as some other ones in a later series, but it is great. It is honestly one of the best perks in the game. I always have a sweeping UAV pretty much, and then I have Resilience, which adds no fall damage. Now granted, there are some other great perks that I could use with that setup, but these ones are tailored specifically to what I'm trying to do with this class. The close quarters gunfights, the in-your-face rushing one-on-one style. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for with this class, and all of these components go in and help to contribute to that, what I'm trying to get, the one-on-one gunfights, the absolute in-your-face domination of a gun. Now finally, let's round it out with the score streaks. I use support score streaks on this simply because if I'm in those situations, I'm going to die a lot. It's inevitable. There's nothing that you can do about that. This game, it's too balanced in the way of one side dying and then the other side dying. You're never really going to get favored because of, say, advantages in a host or something similar, so I'm going to die. So I run support simply because I can work towards these streaks and not have to restart every time I die. So my streaks are SATCOM, Ammo Crate, and then Oracle. Oracle is honestly one of my favorite score streaks in this game. It allows you to have a sweeping, almost UAV effect, but it's even better because you can see through walls, you can see where everybody is at on the map, and it runs for about 10 seconds, it sweeps through, and it lasts, I think, about 60 seconds, I want to say. Maybe a little longer, but about every 10 seconds, it'll do a little sweep, and you'll see where everybody is on the map, and it gives you a great field of view on what you're going to look for. So that's the class, and I'm actually curious to see what you guys have to say about this. If you want to try it out, by all means, go ahead and let me know what you guys think of it. It worked for me, but then again, it may not work for you, and who knows, maybe you may hate this class. Maybe you may not find this to work at all, but I think that it will work for you, and if not, well, then stay tuned for another episode of Beast Classes, because that's what this is all about, showcasing some guns and classes that I think can help you guys. If they don't, well, I'm sorry, I didn't really do my job well enough, but that's this class, the Vector. We're going to move on to another gun next episode, and that's really it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you could leave a like down below, that would be awesome. Any shares to your Facebook, Twitter, and or MySpace if you're OG like that are greatly appreciated. Be sure to subscribe for the best of Call of Duty Ghost content. I got a ton of stuff still coming. I say that all the time, but it's so true. I have a ton of stuff to bring you guys, and that's really it. Thank you guys so much. I really hope you did enjoy this. My name is Vinny Espresso. Take care, and peace.